losers bracket of DRL Season 2. Round 3 in the losers bracket. So these guys have made it pretty far, dude. But yeah, when you're in the losers bracket, though, you have to... I'll fix those streams in a second, but let me go here. But here we go. So someone is asking how many rounds left. There are not many more left. We've got the 2 winner semis that are going to be happening. I think some of these are already scheduled too, maybe. And I'm going to fix these streams in the meantime too. Fix these streams. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, so many French. I mean, it is run by Forsa, and yeah, there are a lot of speedrunners in the French community, dude. But yeah. Anyway, so we're losers bracket round 3, Sirius versus Raven, and yeah, these guys have both started in the losers bracket, but they've just won every match so far. But yeah, as you can see though, the losers bracket is an absolute grind, because you have to win. I mean, these guys have to win so many matches in a row to get to the grand final where they already have a disadvantage. But you see how much simpler the winner's bracket is, dude. Like, if you just win 4 matches, which is not the easiest thing. If you win 4 matches, then you're in the grand final, if you're in the winner's bracket. If you're in the loser's bracket, how many do you got to win, dude? You got to win 6 straight. You have to win 6 straight. You cannot lose. And then you have to win 2 more in the grand final. So yeah, it's tough, dude. But yeah, these guys both have won 2 matches straight in the losers bracket. Some of them were really close as well. Like the Series Challenge Zaz match was pretty much as close as it gets, dude. Which I did commentate on that one as well, right? Or no, I commentated on the... No, I may have. I've done a lot of matches so far, but... Okay. But yeah, if anyone doesn't know what DRL is, though, Deathless Randomizer League, pretty much the goal for these players is to kill as many bosses as they possibly can within 2 hours without dying. If they die, the match isn't over necessarily. I might have to refresh Serious Challenges stream. I wonder if he's... on yet. There we go. Yeah, so they both get the same randomizer seed, and they need to kill as many bosses as possible within 2 hours. If they die, the match isn't necessarily over, but they do have to hope that their opponent dies, pretty much. But the way it actually works is if one of them dies, then their score is locked at whatever their score was at the time of their death. So let's say someone's at 20 bosses killed, which is their score. Then if they die, their score is going to be locked at 20 for the remainder of the match. And so if somehow the opponent didn't get past 20, let's say, then they would still win even with the death because they had a higher score. But if their opponent gets past 20, then they don't die, then they win. But what makes it interesting, though, and the reason the match isn't over if someone dies is because if, let's say someone dies at 20, but then their opponent dies at 50 bosses, both of those deaths cancel out, and then it's as if they both haven't died, and then it's just score to score at that point. So yeah, if someone dies, they need to keep going. We've seen several matches so far that, people have died early, and then, by the end, someone dies twice, like right at the end, and it comes super close. So yeah, you definitely, it can make things interesting. And, yeah, so we will see what happens here. I think the last few matches I've commentated on have been, like, they've kind of died a lot, or there have been some early deaths or something. And some of these seeds are pretty tough, dude. You get bad bosses. We saw last seed, both players died to the exact same boss, which was the Deathblight Dancing Lion. They both kind of underestimated the power of the Deathblight. And the Basilisk came in and they got greedy and they just like both got Deathblighted in pretty much the exact same way. On the I think it was the exact same attack as well, like the spinny attack that he does when he's in Deathblight phase. I guess one of the we got the seeds. What are we looking at? We got a Ball's Sword. Is that a Death's Poker? It certainly looks like a Death's Poker, I think. Kind of hard to tell. Looks like a weird arm. Was it a Death's Poker? Are they starting with Death's Poker? Oh yeah, I guess I keep forgetting that it says right there on the screen. So we have a so Death's Poker is one of the best weapons for this. Now I'm not sure what the definitive best setup for this format is. It seems like the meta is like basically paired Colossals or paired Great Hammer, stuff like that. That'll Poise Break, does a ton of damage. Especially this format, they also have auto upgrade on. So as soon as they upgrade one weapon to let's just say plus 10 Somber, like max out a weapon, every other weapon they pick up for the rest of the match will be the same upgrade level. All the weapons will be maxed at that point. So dual wielding it's tough to access in the base game, especially with two big weapons because it's so expensive to upgrade big weapons. But what you can do in DRL is you upgrade something cheap like a seal, because upgrade cost is based on weight of the item. You upgrade a seal first, and then you just drop the weapons that you want upgraded and then pick them up, and then they're just, they're already upgraded just like that. So that's why the dual wield works so well in this, because you don't need that much money. And so yeah, dual wield's good. Death's Poker, I haven't seen a Death's Poker match yet. But Death's Poker is insane because it just does so much damage. Like it's so much damage. You get Frostbite as well, which then ramps up the damage even more. So Sirius looks like he's kind of contemplating between a Zamor Curve Sword and a Death's Poker. I mean, you gotta go Death's Poker, surely, dude. You gotta go Death's Poker, man. I think, right? We saw some Zamor Curve Sword in the last match, and it was good. It was definitely really good, but the opponent ended up getting double Great Hammers, I believe, and kind of just smoked everyone. Yeah, like honestly, Death's Poker overall in normal gameplay it's still really good, actually. But where it's bad is no hit runs. I'm not gonna say it's bad, I guess, but where it's slightly worse is for no hit runs, because the playstyle with Death's Poker that these players are going to be doing, you just want to, at all costs, spam the Ash of War R1. I mean, R2 can come in handy sometimes, but like the one that leaves the trail of Ghost Flame, you're spamming that as much as possible, but it's slow. So they're just going to be tanking attacks constantly. And it doesn't really work out as a playstyle for no-hit that well, unless you have a script for every boss, which I've done. I have done a Death's Poker no-hit run where I basically scripted everything. It's really good, but as soon as you get off script, it becomes a terrible weapon, honestly. For no-hit, specifically. Like if you can't use that Ash of War, it's one of the worst greatswords because the R2's bad. And that's where greatswords are really good, usually, if they have that, like, horizontal R2, for the most part. But yeah, another thing that these players are both going to get, they both get two, or each seed has 2 random starting graces in later regions in the game. And, sometimes if they're not in a good location, then it doesn't really matter. But the main thing that they're going to be looking for is a way to get to Altus, because there are a lot of bosses there that aren't that high scaled. And basically, to get any sort of good score, you need to get to Altus somehow. Now, if they don't get a grace that's in, like, Gelmir or something like that, if they don't have easy Altus access, then they're going to be on the lookout for Dectus Medallion, and then at that point, there could be a huge imbalance. Like, if one player finds Dectus, and then one player doesn't, let's say it's like Dragon Barrow, someone goes there early, that's a huge advantage if you get Altus access and your opponent doesn't. Like, you're basically guaranteed to win unless you die or something. But yeah, if they do get a Gelmir Grace, or we've seen some Farm Azula Grace as well. We've also seen Deep Root Graces. Like, all of those give you access to Altus, so And then potentially some extra bosses as well. Like if you go deep route, you can take the Fizz Champs portal. The 2 Great Rune required to take that portal from the base game's removed in the mod. Yeah, you can also get Nokron, yeah. So. And we are starting in 3 minutes. I think Sirius still doesn't know what to do with the starting class. I mean, Zamor Curve Sword is really good. It's a similar type of weapon as Death's Poker, but Death's Poker is definitely the higher damage version, like option. They're both kind of similar. You just kind of want to spam the Ash of War. Welcome to Elden Ring. You simply spam Ash of War and let the Frostbite do the work for you. I guess the one thing that Zamor Curve Sword has over Death's Poker is the poise damage. But I that's not a good enough reason to not go Death's Poker, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Zamor could be better early game, but I just, you can't turn down Death's Poker, dude. You just can't do it. But it looks like he might. Sirius might not go Death's Poker. I don't know, man. We did see in the last match that Zamor Curve Sword, it was good, but it did fall behind the paired jump attack Great Hammer build fairly quickly. And that ended up being the main difference in the match, actually, is just the player with the better build just simply killed the bosses faster, which is kind of what happens in this format, dude. But yeah, I think he's going to go... This will be super interesting, though. I kind of like it. Viewership-wise, or like watching this match, seeing 2 different starting classes where Death's Poker seems like a very obvious pick. Zamor Curve Sword is good too, but yeah, maybe I'm just wrong, and we'll see. We will see if there's actually a huge weapon advantage here, but... Well, I don't know. He's... Sirius doesn't... He's not sure. Raven has been on that Death's Poker the entire time. Hasn't even thought about it. Yeah, the jump attacks, man. But yeah, jump attacks are so good. And not only does it just do insane damage and have insane DPS with jump attacks, but another great part about the jump attack builds is you can attack... There's so many bosses that have attacks that you can jump. And the best possible scenario is that you can deal damage to a boss while they're attacking you without even having to tank. And that's what jump attacks enable you to do a lot of the time. You just... Okay, we're starting... And yeah, we got a... Well, wait, Sirius is a little... I wonder if there's some delay. Either there's some delay or Sirius is starting late. Not like it actually matters. Like, it doesn't matter that much because it's based on in-game time, but... Let me refresh the stream, though. Oh, no. Maybe he is just chilling, dude. And meanwhile, Raven is off, dude. Raven is going ham right now. So what did I missed? Did Sirius end up going with? Also, we got the Graces. We got a Jagged Peak and Ainsel River. Now, Ainsel River does give you access to Altus. I think, right? Well, assuming it's like upper Ainsel River Grace. Does it? I don't know. I don't know which Grace it is, but yeah, Sirius did go with the Zamor Curve Sword though, so this will be interesting. But yeah, again, timers are based on in-game time. So yeah, it's not like delaying at the start's actually gonna make him lose or anything like that, but yeah, these players, they do get enough runes at the start of the game to get to level 30. And they always just pump it all in health, which makes sense. Any interesting talismans? We got nothing really that great. Nothing super great. And, but yeah, they get enough runes for level 30, and then they also just get, I believe is it 30 random items or is it 50? It's one of the two. They're going to sell everything that's of any value that they don't need. Yeah, 50. Anything of value that they don't need, get money to upgrade the weapons right away. And that's pretty much the main priority on a well, it's upgrading your weapons, but then also finding a good weapon. In this case, you know, Zamor Curve Sword and definitely Death's Poker are good enough to go through the entire seed, probably. We did see a Prelate's Hammer in there. Really, we see some colossal gaming. Yeah, talismans are worth a lot. Sell them all. And get your weapons upgraded. Very important. Obviously. Because you're trying to kill bosses as fast as possible. But we will see if any... If they just run with these setups. Death's Poker, running with Death's Poker the entire match is perfectly legit. Like, that's a good strategy. That works very well. Got a Bonnie Butchering Knife as well in there. A solid pickup. But yeah, Zamor Curve Sword, we saw that being used last match. You know what? Blessed Blue Dew Talisman with Death's Poker is a pretty solid pickup, I think. Maybe it's not the best, but it'll help some more Ash of War spam. But yeah, Zamor Curve Sword, though, in the last match, we did see it kind of dropping off, I think. Like, it was still fine, but it couldn't compete with the paired jump attack great hammer setup. I think they were great hammers, but pretty much just getting the biggest weapons you can find and just having two of them is a very solid build, and not many things can beat that. Yeah, we're checking the graveyard. Raven's checking it right now. Anything interesting? Somber Ancient Stone is pretty good. That's really good. So that means you'll be able to get that Death's Poker to +10 very early. Blue Feather is a good safety option, maybe. Who needs safety, dude? Meanwhile, Sirius checking round table already. Yeah, already a +10. We'll see if Sirius checks that graveyard. A lot of people don't, but it kind of just depends on the enemies. Yeah, we'll see what Sirius is doing right now. He's going to upgrade probably a seal. I don't know if you're guaranteed to get a seal, but seals are pretty much the lightest thing. And so you buy the smithing stones to get that to as much as you can based on the amount of money you have. Not really any great physic tiers either. There was the lead and hard tiers, the poise one, which is I guess that's actually solid, but you'd probably rather some better options maybe. But yeah, you upgrade the seal and it's super cheap. He's going to get that to what? +12 maybe? Okay, just kidding. +17 seal. And so now all you do is you drop your other weapons and just pick them up, and then they're upgraded to whatever that equivalent is for Somber. Which I don't know. Probably like what? +6 or 7 maybe? One of the main ideas as well with this format is you want to go check as many merchants as possible as early as possible, because if let's say a merchant has a really good weapon, some game-changing weapon, you don't want to miss that while your opponent finds that, because then that's all it takes in DRL to lose is just like your opponent just gets a better build and you're pretty much done. So you don't want to miss anything. And we've seen that several times already. Seen that several times where someone just finds, they find that other great hammer so that they can dual wield, but then the other player doesn't. Or there are matches where there's a patches bell bearing that one of them checked that the other didn't. And I forget what it was, but it was, some game-changing item. Got a Great Stars as well. Interesting. The Great Stars is a solid pickup. But that's the thing. I think, Sirius is kind of looking for something better. I don't know if Raven needs to look for anything better at this point. Death's Poker should be good enough for pretty much everything. Still teleporting away. Ash of War is doing some good work, though. I think Frostbite's the only thing that doesn't work on Estelle, though, unfortunately, but... We got an Academy Key as well. So that's not... Academy Key isn't big on this, but it does speed up the Liurnia traversal a little bit. So You know, that's just one step closer to having a really high score seed, potentially. And yeah, we got Death's Poker for Raven. Picks up that plus 19 Great Stars. He upgraded a little bit higher, I guess. And he will get the Academy Key as well. Estelle's probably not the best boss for Death's Poker, but, I mean, look at... I mean, I say that. Look at the damage still. Just ticking away. Cheers, checking the Kali Merchant. Yeah, look, like... yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, is that the boss would be too high in the air. But still solid. Still solid. Feast Champions replacing the Tree Sentinel. That's fun. I mean, Death's Poker on NPCs is maybe the weakness of it. Probably still fine, but... Not sure what I would rather between Death's Poker and Zamor Ice Storm for the NPC fights. Sierra's heading into the Bofa Cave, and it is the Fell Twins. Look at that. Nice damage, dude. Beautiful. This is why you had a hard time deciding. Oh, and wait, Raven, the Fiat champ followed all the way to Grace? And then he killed him, but then just rested after. It's interesting. Yeah, L2R2, yeah, the explosion will knock down, but I don't know. I feel like it's rare to see a really good NPC setup in these matches. I haven't seen any so far, so yeah, Death's Poker is probably better than most things, I guess. I feel like some more Ice Storm might be pretty solid too, though. We got an inseparable sword that I didn't notice that Raven found, so that's big. So that means any of those undead enemies are just going to get blasted. Was that from Kale? Because Sirius must have grabbed that as well. See, a boss like an Erdtree Watchdog is definitely where you'd want Death's Poker for. But early game, Zamor Ice Stormer is really good. It does some good poise damage. Yeah, so he got the inseparable sword as well. We got a Onyx Lord for Raven. Going with... You know what? Going with the Great Stars, maybe just because Onyx Lord moves around a lot, so that trail wouldn't be as effective. But I feel like it would still be pretty good. But this is working pretty well. Just R1 with Great Stars spam. Maybe not the best damage, but if you can get another Great Hammer, then you're cooking. Also have a double Greatsword setup available right now. Loretta's Warsickle. Not the best. Yeah, we're already seeing some route variation between these two. The boss score in the early stages of the match really just comes down mostly to just which boss path are they taking. Like it does kind of equal out, and eventually in the match, probably maybe like I want to say maybe 30 minutes in is where you start to get an idea of who's actually ahead. You can kind of tell just by the boss fights, but basically what I'm saying is the one boss lead that series has right now pretty much doesn't mean anything. Just a different boss route. Checking the graveyard. Surely Tish is good. A Redan Greatsword. Kindred Rod Exaltation. The Scaly Misbegotten getting blasted by Poker. I don't know, man. I don't know if... I don't know if the Zamor Curve Sword's going to be able to keep up with that right there. Like, the damage of Poker is already so damn good. I don't know, man. Oh, I didn't see what Sirius just got at the Bernal shop. Maybe, was that another Great Hammer, potentially? And I think Raven bailed from that Mariner boss, maybe. Yeah, Rotten Battlehammer. Okay, so we got a Great Hammer, a paired Great Hammer setup. We got Tree Sentinel, Bellbearing Hunter Shack. That great damage from Zamor's, dude. Nice kill. Very nice kill. But yeah, having that double Great Hammer online setup now, or the setup online is going to... Like, I think that's going to even out the Death's Poker a little bit. Got a Theodorix. Kind of ugly, ugly spot for him. See this poker does against the Fell Twins. Yeah, it just smokes them, dude. We are in Limgrave, to be fair, and this is like a, what, a +7 weapon? Just evaporate the health bar with this poker, man. This is a pretty tanky Limgrave boss, this Theodorix right here. That's that stun. Keep spamming that Ash of War. Wonder when we're going to see him swap over to the Great Hammer setup. Because, yeah, in the early game, Zamora is very strong. Like, you just, especially, you get some nice hyper armor from it, too, so you can kind of spam it. Yeah, there's that Rotten Battle Hammer. Interesting. Yeah, Raven will likely find that as well, but I don't know if... Like, you probably get it just in case you get, like, a strike weak boss or something, but... See this Watchdog. You really gotta hit with that explosion as well to get that, like, full damage. Okay, half health. Gotta be a little careful here, maybe. Out of FP. The Watchdog is hanging on for dear life, dude. They got the job done. Not the cleanest Watchdog kill. I feel like Sirius's kill was maybe a little bit better, but when you're in Limgrave, the discrepancies in the boss kill like timings won't be that big. For the most part, unless someone gets horrible RNG on like a dragon or something. All right, Bridge Merchant. Pick up the Stone Sword key. Nothing too interesting though. Sirius getting Madness build up. I wonder if there's a... I wonder what that was from. It could have been like a Madness sheep looked at him or something, but I don't think it's a untouchable because I feel like it'd still be following him by now. Okay, and Sirius is going to go to the academy now. I wonder if he's... Yeah, so he's able to head through the gate here. Interesting. Heading through the gate, so you can kind of just go straight to that Knights Cavalry that's north of the Academy Bridge. It does save some time getting to this section of the map compared to having to run around. I wonder if he'll fight the Knights Cav now, though. It's an interesting ride. I don't think we've seen an early Academy key yet in any of the matches. Who is that Knights Cav? I guess another thing I didn't mention is the bosses, the night bosses that normally only show up at night, that's disabled in this, so they show up at any time of day. Got a Bloodhound Knight Darwill. Classic Dairy Wheel, dude. Gotta be a little careful with him, actually. It's a stun. Ash of War, nice kill. Very good. And now Raven's going to upgrade to plus 24. He's going to drop the Death's Poker and then, or I guess the Erdtree Seal, I guess makes sense to save even more money, but is going to have a plus 10 now. I don't know if Sirius got that Ancient Somber Stone. But Raven is already at plus 10. That is big. On a plus 10 Death's Poker that early is pretty huge stuff, man. Yeah, we're going to see this Tree Sentinel fight now. We'll see. We'll get a good comparison. But this is going to blast this Tree Sentinel, dude. Got to drop the items, though. And they both got the Inseparable Sword. This is... I definitely think there's a potential for a super high score seed. Like, could easily be over 80. Doesn't check the Bernal shop first. This he already did. I'm not sure if he bought that Rotten Battle Hammer from here. Using that Physic. Look at that damage, dude. Yep, there's a Death's Poker. It's been activated. Hard to compete with that kill. I mean, even paired Colossals would have a hard time with that, I think. And this Theodorix, like, we might already be seeing a pretty big advantage in boss kill times, even as early as Limgrave. This guy's pretty resistant to Frost, though, but... I mean, look at the damage, dude. Oh my god. Yeah, that was way faster than that Zamor kill. Way faster, dude. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's like, it might come back to bite Sirius that he didn't pick Death's Poker to start, but he does have paired Great Hammers, which I think can compete. So, but yeah, he's not at plus 10 though. So that's another advantage that Raven has. Raven's got the plus 10 Death's Poker and plus 10 Inseparable Sword, all that stuff. Sirius is still at plus 9 because he just didn't pick up that, or he didn't go to that graveyard for the... Or he didn't go to the graveyard where that Ancient Somberstone was. So I definitely would have to say advantage right now, Raven, for sure. Like, especially those 2 boss kills already have made up a bunch of time. Like, that Theodorix kill was probably good, like, 20, 30 seconds faster already. So... yeah, uphill battle for Sirius already, dude. That choice. For people who missed it, Death's Poker was on the table with one of the starting classes. And Raven picked it. Sirius decided to go with a class that was with the Zamor Curved Sword. So it's cool that they pick different weapons, but it's going to be hard to come back, I think, for Sirius already. But it's still very early. Deaths could easily happen. You never know. But it was maybe a little questionable to skip that Death's Poker. Just because I like Zamor Curve Sword, I don't know if it's really better for anything. Like, other than maybe super early game stuff. Where you can just poise through. We got a Malekith for the... I couldn't tell who that was for some reason. Gotta be kind of careful. Like, Malekith, even early, he's got the Destined Death, which will take you down a little bit. It's really not that threatening, though. Okay, we got a big stall move, though. And then we got a Sea Snacks for Sirius as well. Man, Malekith is stalling massively here for Raven. And he doesn't get the follow-up, so can't even do the Ash War. Should be able to get one off here, maybe. Looks like he's just going to go with the safe, just hit R1 thing. But this is not what Death's Poker's known for. Gets memed again with another huge stall attack. Gets the follow-up as well. Dude, Malekith is stalling right here. Meanwhile, Sirius smokes the Sea Snacks. Dang. Okay, well, that was a very unfortunate Malekith kill right there. There goes a bunch of time. Sirius took care of that Senesax pretty easily from the looks of it. He was doing that Limgrave boss chain. Is he gonna... So there's a gargoyle, duo gargoyle fight. Which he's gonna skip, I guess. For the Agil. Interesting. So Sirius skips a boss this early. We got a Misbegotten. Insane iframe. Okay, got a Knight as well. Gotta be a little careful here, but this is where that AoE is gonna come in nice. Yeah, really nice, dude. Just take out that Black Knight. Simple Leonine. Yeah, duo Garg skip. I mean, I guess I don't hate the play. But this early, I feel like skipping that maybe... Like, I definitely see skipping duo Gargs later in Altis or something, or Liurnia, but... We'll see. We'll see if he comes back to that. Baser and Mesmer. Oh my lord, that spacing was beautiful, dude. Oh my lord, what a kill. That was really nice. Perfect spacing on the opening snake attack. That was insane, dude. Raven heading into Murkwater Catacombs. Had some enemies harassing him at the entrance, though. Yeah, I do like this. Doing the early patches chain So he's going to do this duelist into patches and probably check the bell bearing. Again, I don't know if it was the last match or... I forget which match it was, but somebody checked patches bell bearing, found, you know, some great hammer that they were able to dual wield. And the other player killed patches but didn't check the bell bearing and then ended up just losing because their build was just straight up worse because they didn't have the paired great hammer build. So, okay, we got a Lanciax now. Death's Poker should be great here as long as you can... Oh my lord, dude. As long as you can do exactly that. Damn. It's looking pretty rough to skip Death's Poker right now. But Sirius does have a boss lead currently. And Zamora Ice Stormer's doing fine. The problem is... Oh, we got a Golden Hippo. Hippo Arrival, dude. That's horrible RNG. Well, I guess he's going to grab at the start most of the time. You hate to see that, though. Should get a poise break, maybe, as well. There it is, and there's the kill. Okay, not bad. That grab wasted a bit of time, but still pretty good. Not super punishing. Yeah, meanwhile, Raven heading to patches. I forgot what I was saying, but... I was talking about something, and then I saw the hippo arrive. and I couldn't remember what I was saying, dude. Oh, yes, I was saying in patches. Yeah, one of the players skipped patches, and then it ended up being another great hammer that was basically the reason they didn't win the matches, or couldn't compete in the match even, because their boss kills were just so much slower. And so I really like the play of checking as many merchants as you can at the start, as quickly as possible. Because you never know. Like right now, maybe it doesn't matter so much for Raven because he's already got Death's Poker, which is one of the best setups possible on this. But still doesn't hurt if you find a really good talisman or like anything useful. I would rather have that early, and so I could use it on the most number of bosses possible. And patches just doesn't even have a chance, dude. Smokes him. Got one of those Divine Warriors in here for Sirius, but it's by no problem. In the Rune Bear Cave. Yeah, Raven's gonna immediately go check the patches bell bearing. This is this is just the highest percentage play, I think. Got a Godskin duo for Sirius, dude. We have seen some early game Godskin, maybe not full-blown incidents, but some really close calls. Because, you know, you just start getting staggered and... Nice damage, though, on that Apostle. Anything in the shop? Okay, so Raven does get the Rotten Battle Hammer. What, a Giza's Wheel, maybe? Imp Helmet? Yeah, they do have the double Greatsword online, or double Great Hammer online. But you know what? You could go with the Prelate Hammer with the Giza Wheel, I guess. I think those are both Colossals that you could potentially go with. Yeah, nice kill from Sirius, though. That Frostbite. The more Curve Sword is doing well so far. It doesn't scale as well, though. That's the problem with this thing. Is that I believe the Ash of War is only based on the upgrade level of the weapon, whereas I could be mistaken, but I think Death's Poker is like it scales with int, so you level that thing up and it does more work. If he has champions now for Raven, I don't think Sirius has done this boss yet, but I may have missed it because he did it so quickly. I'm not sure. We are in Limgrave. Bosses are dying really quick here. We'll see if Raven's able to line all of them up. Yeah, I was trying to do the trail. A nice kill on Rogier as well. Okay, Sirius checking the merchant. We got a... Was that a determination? We got a determination or Knight's Resolve, which could work really well on that Great Hammer build. Okay, down goes Lionel. At other Fia's champs doing Slicer Gaming. And just quick-stepping, which is not supposed to be possible. So Sirius just smoked that Knight's Cavalry replacement as well, who I didn't even get to see who it was because he killed him so fast. We got a Godric Great Rune. That's a pretty nice pickup, dude. But yeah, nice Fia's champs from Raven there. I wonder if he'll skip those gargoyles. But yeah, Godric's Great Rune. That is definitely one of the 2 really good Great Runes to get. Or maybe 3. I guess Redan's is pretty good. Oh, I see why Sirius skipped this now, because Raven just noticed that we got an untouchable and he's being chased. Okay, I see why that was skipped. Unless that's one of the enemies that should go away, but he's getting really close to getting Madness procced. I think he got away, though. Yeah, I think he's okay. Oof. Untouchable early, dude. Yeah, I wonder if that's what Sirius saw. Now, what the strategy that these guys will do is they'll trigger the fight or get close enough to trigger the Agil fight where he normally flies in and like kills all those trash mobs. But once you re-enter after triggering that sequence, Agil is normally just standing there and none of the enemies are there anymore. And that's how it works in the randomizer too. All of the enemies go away if you trigger the fight and then return. So that's what everyone does. So we will have to see if that's the if that untouchable is one of those enemies or not. But yeah, I'm not sure. Like, I'm not sure if that's why Sirius skipped it or not. It's because that untouchable, or if it's just because it's duo gargoyle there. We will soon find out, I think, when Raven goes back. And we'll see if he does that fight. In this tunnel, we got... Yeah, this was the sea snacks, dude. Senesax fight. Should be another super quick Death Poker kill. Doesn't get as good of an opening this time, though. It's just not as much time to get in there. Do the Ash of War, but... Goes to the back. These bosses can stall so much, dude. Okay, getting some nice trail hits, though. It's knocked down by the flying attack. Having a hard time getting that Ash of War off, but there we go. Nice. Nice kill. Not too bad. Sirius picking up a Smith Script Axe. Not the best weapon. Not great. They're both at 12-12 right now. Sirius killed the 12th boss sooner, which is why he's in the lead. But we are not far enough into this match yet to really know who's got the advantage in terms of just, like, timing right now. It's hard to imagine Death Poker. Like, Death Poker's gonna gain more time later. Okay, Raven is really on the fence what to do here. I think he's gonna skip it as well. Yeah, probably doesn't help that you would be fighting gargoyles with that Wolnir aggroed as well, so. All right, we got a Ghost Flame Dragon, and luckily we got Sacred Blade. Ooh, the head goes through the wall. Doesn't land the Sacred Blade hit, but... Oh, and the fire deflection for Sirius knocks him down as well. Yeah, look at that Sacred Blade damage, dude. That's how it's done. That's why picking that up is... You know, picking up a Sacred Blade is so powerful on this. Oh my god, and the Leonine gets smoked as well from Raven. Ooh, interesting. Both 13-13. They're very close right now. Raven does have like almost a full minute advantage though on his timer. Because he started later. So, and again, this is based on in-game time. But probably most of that is just due to the boss order that Sirius has taken right now. In Elmer knocks down a lot. Goes right underneath that swipe, though. And we'll see if this Mesmer is as clean as Sirius's Mesmer, dude. Raven. I mean, I feel like he's just dead here. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Very nice kills from both on that Mesmer. Sirius takes out the Bell-Bearing Hunter. I think I saw a Dark Moon Ring. Surely we see some Ronnie questline. They do not both have max weapons. Raven right now is +10. Sirius, I believe, is still at +9. He didn't find that Ancient Sauber Stone, which, like, on top of also having the weapon advantage that Raven has right now, having a +10 is also pretty big. So, yeah, most of those advantages we're going to see later when the bosses get tankier and don't die in, like, one Ash of War. We are still in Limgrave. We will see in this match if anyone decides to do early Dragon Barrel. I want to say the last match was like the first one we didn't see an early Dragon Barrel, but it's good if you get good bosses there, you can get a lot of money very quickly, and then your scaling just goes crazy, right? Especially if you've got a +10 already. All right, True Sentinel for Sirius right now. That's a more Ice Storm is still doing really good work. Yeah, very good work on that Ice Storm. Okay, we'll see the Hippo. And you know what? Raven gets really good RNG and doesn't get grabbed. But the boss runs away, though, which kind of makes up for it, doesn't it? Going to phase 2. Easily gets the kill. Very nice. Yeah, you gotta love the hippo's face, dude. Looks great. One of the most attractive faces in Elden Ring. A face for radio, as they say. Yeah, Sirius still has a slight time advantage for now, but he has done this entire, like, weeping boss chain that Raven's about to do. So I think we're going to see Raven pull ahead. Probably. But Sirius is still going strong, and he's got the Hero of Zamora. He's still got the Miranda, which are going to be 2 quick fights. Probably. And this is why they need those Stone Sword keys. We have seen incidents where people have forgotten Stone Sword keys, where they, they run all the way to Old Altus Tunnel where you need 2 and they don't have enough. And it's just like, well, I just wasted so much time. And at this level 2, in the playoffs of DRL, making a mistake like that is probably going to lose you the match, but... Okay, we got the Cemetery Shape with skeletons. Having the AoE is really nice here. Yeah, it's so nice, dude. Like, Death Poker's going to have maybe a little bit of a harder time with that. Nice strafe by Raven on the that Lightning Divine Warrior body check. We'll see. Yeah, we got a Godskin duo coming up for Raven. We'll see. Oh! Dude, the Divine Warrior's not giving up, man. Like, ideally, if he gets both of them in the trail, like... Oh, that was close. He almost got both of them. But, oh my lord, what a kill on Godskin. Just so fast, dude. That's going to make up some time. Also get some good money from that. That was quick. Yep, Sirius heading into the Miranda cave as well. And that should be the end of this Weeping Chain. Then... I think he already did the Knights Cavalry as well. He kind of did a slightly different order than we've seen most people do. All right, takes out that DLC mage, which was probably a smart idea. Even in Limgrave, those guys probably still do a lot of damage. All right, who is in the Miranda boss arena? Smallest arena in the game. And it's Fire Giant Phase 2. Oh, that is not what you want to see. That is so bad. Okay, luckily his damage isn't that high. Oh, this is ugly, though. This is really ugly, and he's doing the ground fire breath. There's just not enough room in this arena to get away from it, and it does so much damage because he gets hit by the roll, too, I think. Okay, good attack. He can go for the eye. Oh, and there's the damage on the eye. That was so nice, dude. Wow, that was nice. That was scary, dude. But gets really good RNG with that laydown attack and actually gets the eye hits. That must have been eye hits because that damage was crazy. And a really nice save by Sirius, dude. That was close. That's probably as close as it can get with some of the Limgrave bosses, I think. Like, probably one of the worst bosses to get in the smallest arena in the game. Yeah, I'd probably rather Death's Poker for that, but we'll see when Raven gets there what his kill is looking like. Man, that was a nice save by Sirius. That was close. That was very close. We'll see if Sirius has a better Malekith as well coming up. Placing the Mariner. That's the Ash of War off. Is going to tank a hit, but you see that poise, though. It's great damage right away. This is a nice attack as well. It rolls an extra time, though. Probably could have gotten that kill if you didn't roll that time and did the Zamora Ice Storm, but going to get one off. Definitely a cleaner fight than what Raven had, but not by too much. It's just for Raven, Malekith was jumping around and just wasting a whole bunch of time. Sirius does take a 2-boss lead here and has an extra minute in the timer. And we are approaching the... We're approaching the point where you can actually start to see who has a real lead. All right, Raven getting to this Ghost Flame. Already has Sacred Blade out. Yep, beautiful kill. Simple. Yeah, and he's going with the double greatsword actually right now, Raven. But it's nice that he had the Sacred Blade out ready for the boss, so he didn't have to fumble around in his menu. Like, Sirius kind of had to fumble around a little bit, swapping to the Inseparable Sword. So saved a little bit of time there. Yeah, we'll see this Fire Giant phase 2. I definitely think Death's Poker is probably better, but Raven or Sirius got a great attack. Yeah, a Bellbearing Hunter can be kind of tough with Death's Poker because it's hard to land that Ash of War, but now should be able to do it. And you just got to tank. He's playing very safe. I don't mind it, but he is losing some potential time by playing safe. There he goes. Now he does it. That's what you got to do. Perfect. Yeah, Death's Poker, the reason why it is so good is because of that attack right there, and you have to use it. You have to tank. We got a Deathbird and Sirius swapping. He's fumbling a little bit. I gotta watch that Deathblade, that Deathblade on the screen. A Sacred Blade, and there we go. Nice. I wonder if he's fat rolling if he equips both of them, because there have been several instances now where Sirius has kind of wasted some time having to swap. Does get an Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone, though. So Sirius can get maxed out now. So now I kind of levels the playing field a little bit. Sirius should go back to get maxed out right now. And he's going to go check the Bellbearing Hunter Merchant, or the Dragon Barrel Merchant as well, which I don't believe Raven has been here yet. All right, another Tree Sentinel for Raven. But Sirius does maintain a 1-boss lead and a 1-minute time advantage. Who kind of misses that Death Poker but Tree Sentinel goes back into it. And this should be the fight, but doesn't... Oh, just kidding. I was going to say doesn't have the FP, but doesn't matter. And he gets the secret Haligtree Medallion, which is a little annoying because now going back to round table, you get invaded. Unless that's turned off for this, but I don't think so. Nothing at the Dragon Ball Merchant. Players usually check the boss, but it looks like Sirius isn't even going to check. He's actually going back to the Academy. I wonder if he's going to do the Deathrite Bird. Yeah, this is a skip. It is possible to die on this. Sirius does it well, though. Yeah, he's going to do Deathrite Bird, take the portal, and usually people do the Royal Revenant as well. And Raven is going to pick up the Sacred Tear. I don't know if Sirius grabbed it. Oh, and it's a Godefroy, dude. Godefroy is so tanky. But having Frostbite is a great pickup for this. Strafes the Torpedo attack. Maybe gets a stun here. Beautiful stun. Another Ash of War. Yeah, and this is where, we'll see with the Death's Poker. But that was a nice... Oh, and he does get the kill. He does get the kill. But yeah, we'll see that Death's Poker is probably going to be so much more damage than that on Godefroy. Gets a Deathrite Bird Raven, though, in Weeping and just smokes him easily with Inseparable Sword. Yeah, we're definitely seeing why Sacred Blade is so valuable. Or if you get, Sacred Order somewhere, it's definitely worth having that. Having some kind of anti-undead effect. Because these players are killing, upwards to 80 bosses, right? You're going to find some undead, weak to that anti-undead effect bosses. You're going to find them at some point, so it's very good if you have something like Sacred Blade or Sacred Order, anything like that. Okay, what's Determination? I'm kind of surprised right now we're not seeing Sirius swapping over yet to double hammers, but Ancient Dragon Man is just absolutely tanking the Zamor Ice Storm. That was really nice. I like Zamor Ice Storm a lot for these NPCs so far. Oh my lord, Raven is getting comboed. Getting comboed, but dodges nicely. Man, that was close. That's a Weeping boss, and it nearly got him, dude. That Bellbearing Hunter did not seem like Weeping scaling. It maybe was... I don't know. Maybe that was the Dragon Barrel one or something. All right. Raven is approaching that Fire Giant phase 2 soon. All right. Sirius heading back now to Fia's Champs. And he's... What is he doing? Doing some inventory management. This is unusual to see here, but okay, yeah, he's dropping his stuff. Kind of wasting a lot of time, though, doing that. That was really slow. But does have everything to +10. And we'll see this Zamor Ice Storm on these guys. It almost seems like this Zamor Curve Sword moveset is good on the NPCs, too, with the roll catching. Although that guy just didn't roll. All right, Cemetery Shade. Gotta watch the bleed here. Okay, gets the kill on Cemetery Shade. One way to die early in these runs is getting status affected. Statuses seem to blast people because it doesn't matter if you're on early game scaling. Oh, that's a more Ice Storm, dude. Nice. Very nice Fuse Champs kill by Sirius right there. That was quick. That was quick. I'm afraid, though, that Zamor Ice Storm might just drop off a little bit soon. I mean, as we've kind of already seen in Liurnia scaling. Raven heading into Tombsword, and then we also got a duo Gargs fight happening, so let's see. I can't tell if there's the... I don't see the Untouchable, so I think that was just part of the trash mobs surrounding the boss, but... Ooh, that damage is not very good. Okay, Ash of War. He does get poisoned, but poison is okay. Really would like to get a stun here, but gets knocked down. The other gargoyles flying in. We have an imp as well. You got to use that Ash of War. The imp outspaces it. This is dangerous. Is he... He's just running away to heal right now, trying to get away from that imp, but this is getting dangerous. And we got the Fire Giant happening at the exact same time. The poker's doing a lot of work, though. Oh my... Yeah, see, that's the Death's Poker right there on that Fire Giant. Meanwhile, Sirius, I think, is just bailing on the boss. Yeah, he's bailing. Okay, well, that's some time loss for Sirius, and Raven just had an insane Fire Giant phase 2 kill. Ooh, yep, and Raven does take the boss lead as well. Yeah, not picking Death's Poker. That is probably going to come back to bite him, I think. Raven's going to head to that Margit. Meanwhile, Sirius is heading into Kaled. But yeah, just wasted probably a good minute fighting the gargoyles, only to leave the fight. I think he didn't like that he had that imp there, and he didn't get the stun because he got knocked down by that sword attack. So I think the stun reset. And he only had one heal left, so... He's only got one heal left and he's poisoned, but he is going to go for this boss, though. He's got to get the skip quickly because he's kind of on a timer. And meanwhile, we got a Margit happening, who's a Putrid Tree Spirit. You got to watch out to get knocked down off the edge here. Nice dodge. Nice kill on Tree Spirit, dude. That's actually a little sketchy. Sirius is really going for it right now, though. He's got 0 heals left. He was looking at a meat dumpling he's got, so he's got 1 more heal. And he's in Kaled scaling. Going into Celia Tunnel. This is sketchy. If this is this is risky and sketchy as hell. Okay, it's a Tibia Mariner, though. And he's gonna go with the Great Stars. I mean, I guess that's fine. Probably the Sacred Order would be better than this. Oh, it's a Skelly one. Sacred Blade is probably better. Mariner teleports right into the laser, I guess. Got some Raven found some Bull Goat armor. Okay, gets the kill, though. Nice. That could have been really bad for Sirius if that was a bad boss in there. And meanwhile, we got some... Okay, just kidding. Oh, we maybe had some Curse Blade issues, but... Death's Poker smokes him. Yeah, that is true. The Great Stars do have that heal on hit effect. That is true. That maybe he was thinking that, but... Yeah, Strike is also, of course, good on the Mariner, so... But yeah, not going with the double, no, we're not seeing any dual wielding really yet. A Flying Grail. A lot of RNG on these dragon fights. Luckily, this is pretty early game scaling, though. Gets knocked down by the tail. Doesn't get the Ash of War off. Okay, gets a good move, though. Should be the end here if it goes for the wing, maybe. Nice. Nice Grail. Not too bad. Series heading to Nox Duo right now. Still no double Great Hammer, though. I'm really feeling that double Great Hammer. Especially, you got Determination, which... Okay, another Ghost Flame. And he does an R1 when he meant to Sacred Blade. Okay, this one's quite a bit tankier, though. Yep, starts attacking those feet. Gets knocked down by the breath. Doesn't space it properly. Gonna get knocked down again. Watch that Frostbite, though. Okay, nice Ghost Flame kill. More money as well from the Remembrance of Millennia. Not bad. Yeah, Raven has the boss lead right now. 25 to 24, and but Sirius does have an extra minute. But definitely advantage to Raven right now. He's got the better build. And Sirius is still going with the Zamor Curve Sword, which is kind of starting to drop off a little bit. Both of these players do have the double Great Hammer build ready to go. They have Rotten Battle Hammer plus Great Stars. Oh, quite an opening on the Black Knife Assassin. Gets grabbed as well. Ooh, that's quite a bit of damage. Sirius with a questionable opening on the Black Knife Assassin. Really, you just got to spam that Ash of War right now. Like, just get that Hyper Armor through the Assassin attacks. Here we go. Yep. Get that Frostbite. Just simply spam Ash of War. That's what you do. Oh, a nice little jumping, strafing attack. Takes their post. It's a little slow. Okay, gets the job done. Not the cleanest Assassin. Not the cleanest. Raven heading into the duo Pumpkinhead fight. Which is that Deathbird. Who gets blasted, of course. Very nice. I do wonder if Sirius is ever going to swap to the double Great Hammer. These players also had double Colossal on the table as well with Prelate's Hammer and Giza's Wheel. I'm not sure what's better between double Colossal or double Great Hammer, honestly. Like it's kind of a similar setup. Okay, he looked at it. All right, looks like he is going to swap now. It is a Crystallian, so you definitely want that strike damage. Here we go. Now we're gaming. Jump attack gaming. That's the damage you want. Also fat rolling, though, but... And you know, that stamina is actually kind of coming back to bite him. Gets the Crystallian kill. Let's see if he sticks with this setup now. Or if he's going to go back to some more Curve Sword. I definitely feel like this setup is better. Yeah, and it looks like he's going to stick with it too. Does have Determination. I don't know. Like, Determination in this format isn't as good. Just because you'd rather just hit the boss twice, probably. But there could be situations for it. Especially if... Oh, he's going to go back to the Zamor Curve Sword, though. On the Commander O'Neill. And the Frostbite's nice, but the damage... It's not crazy. But yeah, gets that nice stun, though. Okay, that was pretty good. That was a pretty good kill. And Sirius takes back the lead as well. Raven heading over to Huge right now. Got a Blackblade Kindred. This is probably the more dangerous version. This guy's going to be tanky, but that damage is so good now. That damage is fantastic now, dude. Should get a stun soon. You hate to see those whiffs. Takes their post. Interesting. Probably could have done some bonks on the head first. Gotta be careful. Nice. Okay, gets away from that AoE. That could probably hurt quite a lot. We got a Tree Spirit for Raven, who's gonna get smoked by Poker again. Yep, nice kill. Skips the phase 2 AoE even. Simple. I do wonder if we're going to see a determination come out at any point here. But yeah, what I was saying is that if a boss is stalling or something, if you need to get away from the boss temporarily, there are certainly openings where you can cast determination and it's not wasting any time. It's actually saving time. Right now, he does have... Sirius has Flame of the Red Mains on it right now. Probably mostly just to get an infusion. But... I mean, Flame of the Red Mains is actually pretty good for NPCs, but... probably not better than just a more curved sword. Raven backstepping through Abandoned Cave. The backstep punch is definitely faster. Definitely a faster way to go through that uneven footing or whatever it is. Oh, Sirius got smoked by something. I didn't even see what it was, but now he's gonna have this rot building up because he rolled in the rot, and now it's on his armor. So he's gonna get procced. Oh, he does have some bosses though, actually. That's nice. Nice pickup, or maybe he bought those. I'm not sure. And who do we got? We got Nox and Miranda. And smokes the Nox enemy. Baits the Miranda attack as well pretty nicely. Got a Knight's Cavalry. First Knight's Cavalry of the day, I think, for Raven here. But both nice kills. We got a bubble tier. Sirius got a bubble tier, which is not bad. Not a bad pickup, but Sirius does take back the lead. They're kind of going back and forth, and it's hard to say who... It's hard to say if there's a definitive lead for anyone at this point right now. Like they're pretty damn close, I would say. You have to imagine, though, in the later sections, Raven with the Death Poker is probably going to pull ahead. He's going back to that Gargoyle, I wonder? Or if he's just going to go to Kayla now. He's thinking about it. It is going back to that Gargoyle, though. So we'll have to see how... So Sirius had to bail from this fight? Or wait. Oh, you know what? He was going to kill the skeleton first. Interesting. Okay, kills him with Sacred Blade in one hit. Very nice. See if he has any imp trouble. It'd be a great time for a Death's Poker. Oh, he jumps away, though. Jumps away, gets poisoned, and now the second Gargoyle is in, and the other one still got tons of health left. Nice dodge. Sirius, meanwhile, fighting a Grail who gets blasted. Man, Zamora is really nice for those dragons, dude. Okay, gets the first kill on the Gargoyle. Very nice. Gets the Death's Poker Ashavor off as well. Gets knocked down, though, and the boss moves out of the AoE. Man, this fight is rough, isn't it? Even in Limgrave's scaling. Oh, gets hit by the ground AoE as well. Doesn't have enough FP to do the trail either. Now he's just jumping around. This is... I don't know. This is taking a lot of time. Jumps away again. Uses fan daggers to get the kill. Okay, gets the kill. Sirius skipped this fight, and maybe that was smart. Maybe that was smart, because that was a slow fight. But luckily, I think Raven does have quite a few heals left, and so he can go to that Mariner no problem. As long as no fiasco happens on the way. Like, the poison shouldn't be a problem, really. Sirius now doing the Patches chain in Limgrave. Kind of took him a while to do this. I think I like, as I've said, I think I like checking the merchants early as you can. But you know, it's understandable because this... Oh, we got an invisible assassin behind. Luckily, he gets in the fog gate, but this is a pretty dangerous catacomb for Limgrave scaling, so I can understand leaving it later. A lot of people leave the Black Knife catacomb in Liurnia later as well. Ooh, can't get the kill. Okay, just kidding. Got interrupted by that lightning, but gets the kill anyways. All right, we'll see if Raven can do this skip a little bit cleaner. Sirius took, I think, 3 tries to get it. Misses it. Interesting setup for it. Does get it on the second try. And Sirius also picked up Devonia's Hammer, which I think Raven already found too. So that's just another colossal option. Yeah, I guess the problem if you go double colossal is just the height, like, or the weight. Sorry, the weight of the items. Like, you don't want to be fat rolling. Yeah, double greatsword is definitely good enough. But yeah, as we can see, Raven is going with the Sacred Blade setup, and as I said, this damage is definitely better than going with that Great Stars, and that was a much faster kill than what Sirius did. Very nice kill from Raven there. Sirius does still have a 1 boss lead and a slightly less than 1 minute advantage. I don't know who's ahead. Usually it's pretty obvious who's ahead, but on this one, I really don't know, dude, because that Zamora Curve Sword has had some really good fights. And some of the dragons specifically, but then Death's Poker's had some better fights than the Zamora Curve Sword has as well. So it's like, I still think Raven has the edge, but it's not big. It's not that big. I don't believe Patches had anything that interesting. Yeah, goodbye, Patches. Just got smoked. So 32-30 right now is the score. Death's Poker was a starting class item. It just Sirius decided to not go with it. Yeah, see, Raven having that Inseparable Sword out already is kind of saving him some nice time on these fights where he's got to swap to it. Sirius kind of spent a good maybe 10 seconds trying to swap to the weapon. Getting a bunch of whiffs here, though, but nice frame with Sacred Blade at the end. Get that kill. Sirius heading to the Market Arena. We do know this is a tree spirit. There is some fall-off potential. You could very easily get pushed off by this guy. Raven handled it well, but let's see what Sirius does. There he is. Putrid Tree Spirit. Yeah, you just gotta watch the edges, dude, but the damage is great. One more Ash of War. Man, that was even a better kill than the poker kill, I think, that Raven had. That was really nice. Unlimited stamina tier is not very good, but I mean, honestly, it could be okay for this. I see what Raven does with this Black Knife Assassin. Who's given Sirius some issues. Nice. Gets the knockdown. Knockdown again with the R2. Beautiful kill on the assassin. Yeah, that was nice, man. But you see, like, we're really seeing a nice back and forth. Some fights Raven's doing better. Some fights Sirius is doing better. So I can't tell who's ahead. I want to say Raven's probably ahead, but it hasn't shown up yet. We're almost an hour into the match. And Sirius does still have a lead. This Knight's Cav, though, is not cooperating at all. Tanks a hit, gets interrupted on the Ash of War, and then the Knight's Cavalry just runs away. Cannot get the Ash of War off. This is not a great Zamora Curve Sword fight. Because he's just running away. Does the slam. Runs away again. Whiffs again. You should kill the horse there. There we go. All right, Raven going with the single Great Stars on the Crystallion. He does have the Rotten Battle Hammer, but choosing not to go dual wield, and that damage, like, you can really see the damage difference of the dual wield. It's so much better to do those jump attacks. It's so much more damage, but he's kind of like a little low health for my liking, but gets the stun, gets the kill. See, the double was better there. Sirius did have a better Crystallion. And we are approaching that Blackblade Kindred as well for Raven, so we'll see if he's going to go dual wielding or not. You got to go dual wield. Like, it's so much better to go with two. And Sirius heading to this Onyx Lord. I feel like this Zamora Ice Storm should do really nicely here. Yeah, look at that stun. Doesn't go with another Ash of War, but gets the kill quickly. Oh yeah, and Death's Poker on this O'Neal, dude. Perfect weapon for this. Look at that damage. Beautiful. Like, perfect. A boss who just stands still and like does nothing for 10 seconds. Perfect for a Death's Poker. But you know what? The Zamor Curve Sword wasn't that bad there either. Okay, is he going to swap or is he going to go poker here? He's just going to go poker. I mean, magic is good on these guys, though. But I definitely, like, the double Great Hammer damage was way better than this. It's going to get a nice Ash of War here. Nice roll. Now, here's the damage coming in, dude. But the R1s, like, using the Death's Poker for R1s is just not good. Like, it's just not that good. An Ash of War here. Okay, goes for the riposte. Meanwhile, Sirius is doing that Liurnia chain, smoking the Scaly Misbegotten. Okay, pretty good kill from Raven there, considering maybe not the optimal setup for it. Surely we see some ruptured Crystal Tier gaming here soon. This is an interesting path. Is he... I haven't seen this path to the Cemetery Shade that Raven's taking right now. Oh, I didn't even realize they're graves. So we got a Millennia fight. Now, this is what Raven skipped earlier. Millennia replacing the Tibia Mariner. Okay, gets hit by the first part of Waterfowl. Ooh, that's a lot of Waterfowl hits he's taken, dude. We have seen Waterfowl end some runs for people. Another Ash of War. This Ash of War is actually doing great on her, though, man. Can land another one here. That initial stagger you get from it is awesome. Gets a stun. Nah, he's not going to be able to get another stun here, unfortunately. We definitely have seen some Millennia incidents. So far, so good from Sirius, though. Aside from that one Waterfowl. Let's see if phase 2... Oh, yeah. Look at the damage, dude. That's kind of unlucky with another Rod Flower, though. There's really not much you can do about this. Maybe some throwing knives to upkeep the poise damage wouldn't be a bad idea, but the poise is definitely long reset by now. Runs in, gets another Ash of War. And gets it. That was so clean, dude. That was beautiful with the Zamor Curve Sword. I mean, Death's Poker definitely has potential to be faster than that Millennia kill, but I don't think it'd be as clean. She's like knocking her down a bunch. Okay, Raven does an Ash of War, gets both of them with the trail. That's exactly what you want. Look, he's lining it up nicely. You got to be a little bit careful here. He's getting low health. Oh, wow. That was close, man. That was so risky. Dang. Left with like less than 10% HP there. That was a little risky, man. But gets the job done. Sirius still maintaining that lead. I'm kind of surprised the lead has lasted this long versus Death's Poker, but Raven having some issues right now getting up the rocks. Like, it could be that like Sirius's routing is better, or just maybe the effect of the advantage of the Death's Poker just hasn't really shown up yet. Until maybe it will once we get into Altus scaling. Okay, Knight's Cavalry runs away. Classic. That's what they do. That is what they do. Misses the trail again. Gotta land that Ash of War. Gets knocked down by the slam. One hit away from killing the horse. Oh, that was crazy jump attack, dude. The dog is following Sirius while he's talking to Muriel. He's actually hitting Muriel. I don't know what that does now, but Muriel has gone turtle mode. Now he can't even talk to him anymore because he got hit, dude. He's got to reset it. Oh, that's actually insanely unlucky. Now I wonder if that actually means he has to go through a whole cycle of additional cycle of dialogue here. Yeah, he does. Wow, that was insanely unlucky. Like, if that dog just simply didn't hit Muriel, then that would have been fine, but some more time loss. We are tied at 37 bosses, but Sirius does have that 1 minute time advantage. And again, that was just from he started his run slightly later. Although, honestly, that's like a pretty decent time loss of that dog hitting. Definitely a good, like, 20 seconds, probably. All right, Bellbearing Hunter. Replacement is a Bloodhound Knight. These guys do jump around a lot. That's a nice Ash of War, though. One more hit. Good stuff. Nice kill. Raven heading into another Deathrite Bird. How many Death Birds have we seen so far, dude? I feel like it's at least 4 or 3 or 4 and just smokes them. Plus, we've seen, I think, 2 Ghost Flame Dragons. And so you could imagine the advantage. If somebody found Inseparable Sword and someone didn't find it, like let's say it's just a graveyard pickup, then it's almost impossible to come back from that. Sirius doing the little jumps down the rocks. Nicely done. It would be almost impossible to come back from that if your opponent had that much of a weapon advantage. Which is the scary thing about DRL, I think. We got a Death Knight for Raven. This poker should do some good work. He's going to go with the Sacred Blade, though. They are weak to Holy, for sure, but definitely feel like poker's better here because they don't take the extra 100% damage. He's going to stick with the... I mean, this is good damage, though. But definitely feel like poker's better. And they can be frostbitten, I believe. So maybe a little questionable choice. Dodges the grab just in time. Gets a stun, gets a knockdown. We got a consort happening for Sirius as well right now. Oh boy, that damage is bad. Oh, Raven gets grabbed and the massive heal because he got grabbed. That's a huge time loss. Oh boy, we got lots of action happening right now, dude. Death Knight, and Raven does not like to heal, does he? He does not like healing. You know what, Sirius got a full Ash of War off and is kind of doing some good damage, but the boss has also really good damage. Gets a riposte. Massive riposte. One more hit, maybe. Gets a whiff. Oh my god, he gets away, dude. I cannot believe it. He whiffed him, and he jumps away. Massive time loss. I cannot believe that whiff, and he's going to Puckery him. He goes into the air. Okay, he gets the kill. Oh my lord. What a whiff that was. Wow. That was quite something right there. What an insane whiff. I definitely think he should have jump attacked after the riposte. That's kind of the normal thing you do. Instead, he decided to go for an R1. It wasn't enough damage. And then he does a follow-up R1. It misses the boss. And then he jumps in the air and wastes a whole bunch of time. Wow, that was insane, dude. And yeah, Raven does get the Death Knight kill, but also lost a bunch of time because he got grabbed and healed over half of his health, I think. Damn. Meanwhile, they're both tied at 39 bosses. I would... Like, Death's Poker on Consort would blast him if you can get that Ash of War off. That's the only problem. It might be a little tough to do that. I do wonder if Raven has Endure or anything like that. Okay, we got an Avatar, Scattered Tree Avatar fight. And you know what? Sirius does have that Flame of the Red Mains equipped. Watch the grab. Oh my lord, that was close. And Raven likes... He's scaring me, dude. He likes to just stay at like half health. He's kind of scaring me. Meanwhile, Sirius is going through the super dangerous Black Knife Catacomb. The enemies look okay. Okay, misses both of the guillotine rides up. This is the third one. Oh my god, dude, he almost gets pushed into the guillotine. He's got to be really careful. Okay, he gets up, finally. Meanwhile, this Avatar, still in phase 2. Honestly, like, this is probably a decent arena for this, so that the boss doesn't run away from you too much. But, and down to half health. There we go, phase 2. Things are getting real interesting all of a sudden here. I feel like Sirius maybe should have just done an Ash of War just to kill the enemies. All right, gets a normal Avatar. Should make pretty quick work with that Frostbite. We got phase 3 Avatar. Nice dodge. Going Death's Poker. Not going to get the kill before the AoE, but that's fine. Nice. Nice kill from Raven. And Sirius also took out that Avatar at the same time. Oh, goodness, dude. 40-40 the score. They are neck and neck right now. And it's interesting because they've taken such different paths. And they have very different... Well, maybe not very different builds, but they have different builds. But they're still basically tied. And the advantage is not really clear. I really don't think there's someone with a clear lead right now. They're over an hour in and they're tied. You have to imagine Death's Poker is going to overtake at some point. We got Consort Phase 1 now from Sirius, dude. And he dodges into the gravity attack, which is not advisable. Then you get the big follow-up. Wow, Liurnia, Consort has ventured into Liurnia. And we also got a Royal Revenant who's getting blasted by the poker at the same time. Ooh, gotta be careful with that HP, dude. No stamina left. Oh, he's going for it. Oh, nice kill from Sirius, dude. With a third HP. He goes for that Ash of War. Nicely done. Nicely done. 41-41. Sirius with the 1 minute advantage right now, but I don't know. I don't know who's actually in the lead right now. It's so close at the moment, dude. This could be one of those matches that ends up being tied at the end, and it's just like, who killed the last boss sooner? Raven going to Western Liurnia Avatar, who I do not believe we've seen yet. Both players have had some super close calls, dude. Really, it's like very evenly matched right now. And it is Rakshasa. Rakshasa early game isn't too dangerous. Yeah, doing that R2 for the knockdowns. Not bad. Not the best damage, though. Raven getting comboed a little bit. Oh, you know what? Sirius is actually going to the same spot, I think. Or he might be going to the Smaragd. Yeah, the knockdown's pretty good. It's just the damage isn't that great. Rakshasa outspacing it while doing a heal, wasting as much time as possible. Doesn't have enough FP left. He gets roll caught by the R2. Nearly gets roll caught by another R2. It's hit again, and Sirius is fighting a Death Knight. See if he has an easier time. Okay, Rakshasa goes down. Yeah, you know what? Sirius is like might be able to make up a lot of time here if he doesn't get grabbed. That Ash of War is doing some good work. Oh, the Death Knight just outspaces it, though. Yeah, and you gotta watch out for that lightning on the water, too. You know what? The Death Knight is not cooperating. Like, Death Knight with these builds just seem to not work out that well. Definitely going with the double bonk. Looks good right about now. Gets a stun, though. Gets a stun, interrupts the big lightning attack, and should get the kill here. Okay. Sirius probably does make up a little bit of time on that fight. Retakes the 42 boss lead. Well, it's not a boss lead of 42, but they're tied at 42. Sirius gets the kill a little bit quicker. Man. This is quite a match so far. I don't know if I've ever seen anyone get grabbed by the Death Knight before, dude, and get the heal. Okay, we got a DLC mage. But luckily, he just simply missed Raven, so no problem. Basilisk. It kind of seemed like they were converging on their like paths for a little bit, but not quite. They both they're both in Liurnia. Now, we're soon going to be starting to think about Altus. We got a Fortis Axe. Get a big opening here with Death's Poker. I don't know if he landed that full Ash of War there, though. Gets a second one. Man, that damage is so good. It's fights like this where Sirius, I just do not think... Like, look at that kill, dude. Beautiful. I don't think Sirius can keep up with that. With this build right now. Again, I think that's going to be... That could easily be the difference in the match. It's just those Death's Poker kills, especially on the tankier bosses, they're just so fast. We do have a Dectus half, that is true. And the Scatter Avatar, phase 1, goes down. Yeah, just when I was talking about Altus, we have half the Dectus, but you need the other half. So, And these guys don't have the best graces to get into Altus either. All right, see this Godefroy. Sirius did this quite a bit earlier. Gets knocked down. Kind of a bad attack too. You get a massive amount of damage here. Kind of missed. It's kind of like didn't aim it properly there. All right, another one. And there he goes. Beautiful kill. Avatar phase 2 goes down. He swapped back to the double hammers that Sirius did for this fight, which is probably the smart play. I think at this point, the double hammers are probably going to be better for most things. Rolls into that hitbox. Doesn't roll the AoE properly either, but should easily get the kill here. Look at that damage, dude. Beautiful. Yeah, maybe we'll see him starting to swap to that double great hammer now. Which I've been wondering for a while if he's going to swap to that. Raven does actually take the lead, though, now. Temporarily. But, you know, this might be a lead that's hard to get back for Sirius because... yeah, some of those Death Poker boss kills are going to be coming up big here. Ancient Dragon Man just simply tanking everything. Dodges the AoE. Jumps over the Poker Ash of War again. One more R1. Oh, Dragon Man is going insane, dude. He's going Ultra Instinct here. That's the kill on Dragon Man. Royal Revenant. We saw Death's Poker basically annihilate this boss in a single Ash of War. But Double Great Hammer is pretty damn good, too. Pretty damn good. The boss lead maintained at one boss. Sirius does have an extra 1 minute, though, on his timer. Because he started a little bit later. I do think Raven actually... like, I think this is a legit lead, though, right now. This is not a cosmetic lead. I think this is a real lead. But it's really close. And all it takes is a mistake or two, and then that lead is gone with how close this is. They both have very good builds. But it may come down to that Death Poker starting class. One of them picked Death Poker as their starting weapon. The other did not. Okay, Bloodhound Darwill sitting right in that trail. Exactly what you want. Damn, that was fast, dude. Really nice kill. And Sirius going to that Rakshasa. That did give Raven some issues. They both had the same idea. Both go in and jump attack. This is where you... yeah, Flame of the Red Mains, but he doesn't space it properly. Oh my lord, that was close. That bleed nearly got him. When he's getting roll caught. Okay, Sirius has to be really careful right now, dude. Rakshasa, his bleed resist is so bad. Nice timing. Gets the heal. That's not good. Rakshasa rolling away. Flame of the Red Mains is good on NPCs, as I said. Gets roll caught. Oh my lord, this is close, man. He's flirting with that bleed proc. Doesn't hyper armor the follow-up. Okay, gets the Rakshasa kill. Oh my lord, that's close, man. He nearly got bled twice. And I think that second time he probably would have just died if he got bleed proc. Dang, dude. Okay, another remembrance. More money. Raven is heading to Eastern Liurnia now, and will likely be doing the Black Knife Catacomb. Now, we did see Sirius take the other path here. I don't know which one's faster. They must be pretty close because we've seen, you know, probably like half the players taking this path versus taking the path from the Muriel Church. So, I guess the downside of this way is you get Madness proc pretty much every time. But maybe not. Oh yeah, actually, Raven's done this in a way where he's not even getting Madness proc. That was nice, dude. I didn't catch how he did that. Yep, heading over to that avatar and then just simply warp back and Into Black Knife Catacomb. We saw Sirius have a kind of a hard time. Nearly died in there, because those guillotines do a lot of damage, but managed to survive it. Oh, and Raven bails on the consort. Interesting. I mean, that's not a huge time loss. I think one of the main things is if you are indecisive on a boss, like you can waste so much time. It's like, you know, should I fight them? Should I not? And then you engage the fight, but then you're like, no, I should probably leave. That wastes so much time. You have to make that decision quickly. Okay, Fortisax for Sirius. Okay, you know what? That's some more curve swords doing some good work here. The Death's Poker kill was pretty much instant, but that was pretty good too. He gets a whiff though. I jinxed it. Okay, that was pretty respectable too, but definitely slower than Poker. And okay, Sirius does not have the lead. They're at 46 tied, but Sirius did not retake the lead, but he does get that Dectus medallion. Yeah, I don't know. Death's Poker would have smoked that consort, I think. But yeah, landing that Ash of War, there aren't many opportunities to do it. And let's see how this Catacomb goes. Doesn't get the quick jump on the guillotine, but you know what? The enemies just didn't follow him. So he had a very easy time getting up the guillotine there. And Sirius is picking up an ancient smithing stone in the graveyard, and I think he's thinking right now that he messed up because Raven might have picked that up sooner, which he actually didn't, but there was an ancient somber stone that Raven picked up instead. This is pretty late to be doing this path that Sirius is doing right now. This is usually kind of an early game type of path to hit the graveyard and stuff, but Raven heading into that avatar and he's dead. Just like that. All right, Sirius is going into Dragon Barrow right now. We've got is this early? It's not really that early. Not super early Dragon Barrow, but I guess it is relatively early if you're not doing it like at the end of the game. And we got dude, that's a really good boss. The Sanguine Noble. Got to be careful though. This guy can hit hard with those bleeds, but he's pretty squishy. Just be able to like blast him with jump attacks. But yeah, look at that damage though. You got to be real careful here. Also has like no poise. He's not really landing his hits though. Sanguine Noble's got the high ground. Ooh, that's a lot of damage, man. No, and he's just, his bleed bar is so small. Raven's fighting that phase 1 consort as well right now. There's sort of a loop you can do on these Sanguine Nobles that Sirius is getting into right now. Gets a big stun. Yeah, look at that consort, dude. HP melting away because he was able to land that Ash of War. That's a quick kill. All right, Sirius taking down Sanguine Noble. Raven taking down the consort. Let's see who these other Dragon Barrow bosses are, man. I don't know. The Death's Poker is pulling ahead, I think. Who is this boss? Is that a snail? Looks like a spear collar snail. Very small on my screen, but maybe it wasn't. Okay, I thought I saw the light, but it wasn't. It's a Dancer of Rana. Looks like he's going to skip it. I don't hate that play. And we got a Renala happening in Kaled right now. Massive stall attack. This full moon is so damn slow. Ooh, the AoE on that was maybe a little scary. I don't know how much damage a Kaled Renala will do. It's still pretty early Kaled, though. It gets knocked back. Who is the summon going to be? It's the Bloodhound Knight. Gets a... Renala iframes the attack. Okay, Bloodhound Knight should disappear now after that combo. One more hit. Nice. Well done. And a Romana happening for Sirius right now. Ooh, dude, this is scary. We are in Dragon Barrow. And this is Romana who does kind of a lot of damage. Oh, no. He's on Torrent. He's trying to run away. Oh, my goodness, dude. Okay, he's bailing. Yeah, he's getting out of there. Oh boy. Another time loss though from Sirius from, again, he started the boss. He wasn't really sure about it. Starts the boss fight, ends up wasting a lot of time because he wasn't decisive enough, I guess. Yeah, the early Dragon Barrel on this one didn't really seem like such a great play, did it? It would have been a ton of money though if he got that kill, and he could have done it. But I think he didn't get established in the fight, took a bunch of hits, and then just decided, I'm just not even going to bother with this. Okay, hitting back to this Gargoyle, he's kind of... It's going the wrong direction for Sirius right now. Definitely. Like, he engaged this fight earlier as well and then ran away. Like, wasted a good minute or so. But look at this damage now, though. Like, and he had this build when he was fighting this boss earlier, I believe. Just didn't swap to it, I think. Okay, whiffs one of the hammers on the Gargoyle, but does get the kill. See if you can iframe this one from close range. It's a tough dodge. It's a later dodge than it looks. This damage is fantastic, though. 2 more hits. Extra roll there. Nice. Nice roll attack. It does come back and get the kill. He's being attacked by that imp, though, which is making him go away. Gold-free fight with poker is going to be great. Just blast him right here, as long as he doesn't jump to the side, which he does. I jinxed it. I totally jinxed it. Rolls early. Gets roll caught by Godfrey. This is where you do it, but he mistimed the punish. That's where you want the Death's Poker Ashavor right there. And again, he mistimes his punish again, dude. Oh my goodness, he's gotta be careful. Oh my god, the camera, dude. Okay, he dodges it. That did not look like it was under control. And that's again where he's low health. He doesn't want to heal, and he plays so risky. And then the camera just was not his friend there. Didn't look so nice. Okay, but gets the job done. Takes a 2-boss lead for now, and is going to be heading into Dragon Barrow. Now, definitely on the Sanguine Noble, I'd rather the Death's Poker. Like, super weak to Frostbite. Doesn't really jump around a whole lot. And what would be ideal is if he recognized that even sooner, you could have just gone right up to him and blasted him as he was getting out of the ground, but okay, he's got to play this safe, though. He cannot play super risky, because, yeah, he sees that damage. It's like, oh, boy. That's a lot of damage. Okay, Bellbar Hunter goes down. Soldier of Godric. Oh, he's going in with the jump attacks now. Massive jumping. Like, that probably was a counter hit from Sanguine Noble there. Luckily, Raven's wearing better armor. Oh, my lord. He's got to be so careful, dude. He's wearing better armor, so he's got that better bleed resist. And a nice Sanguine Noble kill. Quite a bit faster than Sirius's kill, but close calls again. How have they not died yet? We've seen so many times they're both super low health, and they pull through. They Renala fight. Insane strafe. Oh, an immediate moon attack, too. That is what you hate to see. Oh, and he's got that determination right hand as well. Good attack with the laser, but doesn't dodge it correctly. One more for the stun. Nice. This is a perfect attack. Gets the big stun. Yeah, this is the setup that I think Sirius should have been going with like almost this entire time. With that determination main hand. Double Great Hammer. All right, Raven seeing this Dancer of Rana. Will he fight the Dancer of Rana? He's going to skip it. NPCs in Dragon Barrow are not to be trifled with, dude. Cannot tell who that boss is replacing the Knights Cavalry down there. He's going to head over to the Romina. So Sirius maybe, like, relative to Raven, won't waste that much time here. If Raven does go all the way to that Romina. But we will see. He must have liked the boss he saw down on the bridge. Just couldn't tell who it was. Sirius didn't go down there, so... All right, Sirius heading to the huge fight. Oh, it's a Gaius. Dude, I'm like, who's running around that quickly? Interesting. So he ran all the way down here, but isn't going to fight the Gaius. Putrid Tree Spirit for Sirius. Gonna get stunned very quickly. There it is. See, that's an instance where you determination there. We were kind of waiting for the head to drop down. And the boss probably dies by now. It's gonna have to deal with a little bit more phase 2. Only one attack. Okay, let's see what Raven does. He clearly does not like this Romana, but he's still going in. Again, you kind of have to decide early if you're gonna leave. But he's gonna go in for it. Death Poker is great here, though. Oh, that damage is so bad with the R1s. That damage is really bad. Oh my lord, it's bad. But at least can get the Frostbite. It's gonna hurt a little bit. Oh, that lucky that sword swipe missed. She got stuck on something. It does get a trail off. Yeah, I like this. Just outspacing, trying to do that trail. That's where the damage is. Gets grabbed by Romana. That is not what you want. Gets rotted. This is so bad. Gets rotted, tanks another hit. Oh, narrowly outspaced that other one. Tries to menu of the bosses, gets hit again, dude. And she's just looping. He's on 1 HP. Oh my god. She is just blasting him right now, dude. He's just trying to get the bolus off. Okay, he recovers. Now he's down to 2 heals. Goes for another Greed Death Poker. Okay, doesn't actually do it, but tanks the hit anyways. And he's gonna leave, I think. Yeah, I think he's... Oh, but Romana runs him down. Oh my god, how did he not get hit there? How did he not get hit by the... He was in horse iframes, I think. And so he didn't get knocked off the horse somehow. Oh my lord. That was insane. What a fight that was. And a massive amount of time lost. Like, Sirius left before, like, way before that point in the fight. So Sirius actually makes up some time there. And you know what? He retakes the lead. I didn't think he would have an opportunity to retake the lead at any point in this. But some missteps from Raven. He goes down to check out the Gaius fight. Doesn't do it. And then commits to the Romana fight and bails. After a solid couple minutes of fighting. So, yeah, let that be a lesson to other players, I guess. If you see Romana and Dragon Barrel, unless you have the perfect build, you probably just don't do it. All right, Raven, go back to that Millennia fight. Let's see how she reacts to Death Poker here. I mean, she does dodge a lot. Nice Frostbite. Sirius had a pretty clean Millennia fight. See, he's just going mostly R1s. Tanks a couple hits. The annoying thing about Millennia is you tank a couple hits and then... Oh, Sirius also found the straight sword. I forget what the name is, but... Gotta watch out for that Frostbite. Got a waterfowl happening. Nice dodge. Oh, what? I can't remember what the straight sword's called, but... Some nice stun locking on Millennia with the trail. Okay, phase 1 done. We've seen a bunch of players. There's a strategy you can go with where you can, like, stun her when she's just sitting there. It should be able to go for a trail. I mean, he might be a little far away. Yeah, a little too far away. Ooh, that was not well executed. Trying to bait her into the trail. Does get that Frostbite, though. But yeah, he probably could have taken away most of the HP bar if he was within range there. Yeah, Mikkel and Night Sword, yeah. Straight Sword with Sacred Blade on it. Some nice dodges on Millennia. Kind of some stalling happening, though. He's maybe not being as aggressive as he could be. This is where you would love a greatsword with a good R2 on it. Okay, let's see if he makes a correction. Gets close enough. I think that's close enough. There it is. Yep, look at that damage. Beautiful. Okay. Did waste some time there, though. I think Sirius's fight was better. But does get the job done. I think if he could have executed properly on that spacing on the first flower, that's one of the huge advantages with poker on Millennia is that you can still attack her when she's in flower and do a ton of damage. But he didn't quite get the spacing right. Now, Sirius is going through the precipice now. He's deciding it's time for Altus, and he doesn't have good Altus access. The graces they have are not... They're not giving them good Altus access. I can't remember what they are. I think there's a Nokron one, maybe? Or no, it's an Angel River Grace is what they have. The closest they have to Altus, and then they have a Jagged Jagged Peak Grace. So I was wondering if the Angel... I'm not sure which Grace that is in Angel River that they get. But yeah, this seed is really slowing down a lot. I thought this could potentially be an 80 boss seed, but, you know, with the Death's Poker and... I don't know. I don't know what else, I guess. But yeah, they need Altus access to get into the 80s, which they just, you know, the Precipice is the way to do it, but it's just slow. It is pretty slow. Okay, Angel doesn't give Altus. Okay, there you go. Yes. Yeah, I'm just not sure what, like, is it the Grace that's on the lower part of Angel then? It must be. So yeah, Raven, he's in the Kaled Magma Worm Cave or Tunnel. He's a Knight's Cavalry. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go into the Precipice after this. Like, maybe just the last couple checks to see if you get the other half of the Dectus Medallion. And nice Knight's Cavalry this time. Actually lands the Ash of War. And it is useless stuff. Memory of Grace is out of the fight, actually. It's interesting. Maybe had some enemies following at the Fog Gate. All right, yeah, we're seeing it. Raven is going Altus now. Has done pretty much everything he can. They're both 53 bosses in, and Sirius does have a lead. Because they've now converged on the same spot. And Sirius is just straight up in the lead right now. Like, they've killed the same... I believe they killed pretty much all the same bosses. If I'm not mistaken. So now it's just like a head-to-head race right now, and Sirius just has a massive lead on it. But will that lead go away? I mean, I was not expecting this to happen, dude. I really thought when Raven pulled ahead, maybe 20 minutes ago, that he would probably just maintain the lead for the rest of the game, unless there was, you know, a death pretty much. But I think the problem was that they both went for that Romana in Dragon Barrow, but Raven just wasted more time. Raven stayed in the fight for way longer, and then also checked that Gaius fight and didn't do it. So wasted several minutes there, where Sirius went into the Romana fight, committed to it, but then, you know, after seeing the damage, I think just left pretty much immediately. And so, yeah, like this is head-to-head right now. They've converged on the same path. Sirius does have the 1 minute time advantage and is already through the Precipice. Raven is just starting out, so... Oh, that is true. Raven didn't kill Consort. That's a good point. Didn't kill the Phase 2 Consort. So, yeah, there might be some slight discrepancy in the bosses they killed, but they're pretty much at the same spot right now. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Raven going back to that Consort at some point. All right, who is the Makar replacement? Pumpkinhead. Got the determination. Not going two-handed, though, for some reason. Like, what you can do... Okay, nice Pumpkinhead, I guess, but what you can do is go determination on one weapon and still just do power stance jump attacks, and you still get a ton of damage. I decided to go with the one-handed there for some reason. All right, well, we've got Altus access for Sirius now, and Raven is just... What are we saying? Like, maybe 2.5 minutes behind here? Is that what we're saying? Right now, each player is just praying right now that they didn't miss a Dectus half that the other player found, because that would be, you know, Precipice is really slow. And if your opponent found Dectus and is already in Altus right now, you pretty much lose. So, all right, Sirius is in Altus and has a one-boss lead, a couple-minute advantage. I mean, but the weapon advantage is still massively on... Well, maybe not massively, but Raven does have the Death's Poker right now, which is probably weapon advantage, but I think going with this double Great Hammer setup definitely minimizes the weapon advantage right now, I think. It's probably just boss dependent now. Like, Poker is probably better on quite a few bosses, but then also double Great Hammer is probably better than Poker on some other bosses. So I have to say advantage to Sirius right now, but who knows what can happen. And Sirius right now is heading into the Esger Cave, or not Esger, the Gary Cave that does have 2 bosses in it. And we will never see anyone do the skip here. It'd be funny to see someone do it, though. Like, but yeah, the skip is no good here. Unless you have Gaius's Ash of War or Hand of Millennia. If you had a Hand of Millennia, you could actually do it and you save a couple, you know, maybe like 20 seconds maybe. But maybe even more actually, maybe like 30. It's just going to run through. Meanwhile, Raven's still going through the precipice. It's pretty slow. That's why this is kind of like the last resort. If you need to get to Altus and you don't have much left to do before then, and you can't find the Dectus, you don't have any good grace that gives you access to Altus, you have to do this. So yeah, unfortunately, this won't be a super high scoring seed like I was hoping it would be. Okay, we've got Clean Rot Knight replacing Gary. He's going to love to just block and do that attack. It's kind of tanky here, actually. I guess maybe just because he's blocking everything. He gets the kill. Like, Death Poker's probably better there. It's Moog's Great Rune, not very good. Meanwhile, Raven's going to take out this Pumpkinhead, using Physic on the Pumpkinhead. Gets him to turn around and gets the kill. We got a Metter fight here. See how tanky she is. I mean, this probably could be pretty ugly, I'm guessing, but the damage is great, though. It should get a... You know what? This should be an easy phase 2 skip, I think. Oh, yeah. Gets a stun. Riposte. Doesn't get the riposte, though. Gets memed out of the riposte, man. Can he get it? He might be able to do this here. Nice. Nice kill, dude. Okay, doesn't quite skip the phase 2 phase change, but got memed out of the riposte. That was a really nice meta kill right there. That's great. All right, and Raven finally makes it to Altus. So Sirius does just straight up have a couple-minute lead here. The question is, can Death's Poker make up that, like, 2-minute lead or 2.5-minute lead or so? Or is it even more than that? It's kind of hard to say how much it is because Sirius does have that 1-minute time advantage just from starting the match later. I mean, it's not actually an advantage, but right now, he does just have an extra minute of in-game time. So I don't know how much time ahead he actually is, but it's at least 2.5 minutes, maybe even more. Potentially. And 25 minutes to go. I feel like they should be able to clear most of Altus, but we'll see. They both have great setups right now. Sirius heading to the Tibia Mariner, who is... Oh, it's Jory. That's gross, man. That's disgusting. It's going in anyways. Not sure how tanky Jory is, though. Very tanky is the answer to that. This is gross, man. And doesn't cancel the teleport. Kind of misplayed that. Usually you want to go for a couple hits. Get the teleport to happen. Oh, but look at the stun, though. Maybe this isn't so bad. And yeah, backstab to cancel the teleport, but... And you know what? Gets that rod off as well. That rod is going to come in nicely. And to the point where you can probably do, like, 2 more jump attacks and then just leave the fight. Cancel the teleport this time. Like, you can probably almost just leave right now. But it's going to finish off. Yeah, I guess you don't really have anywhere to go anyways. Look at that Clean Rot Knight. That's what I was talking about with Death's Poker, dude. So that's already a couple seconds made up by Raven right there. It's already a few seconds. That's what I'm saying. The Death's Poker will be probably the better setup here. But can it make up all that time that he's behind? I don't know. All right, see this meta fight. We got a meta fight. Sirius is going into... Who the hell is that, dude? Oh, it's Owns. Oh, my lord. Owns, we've seen blast some people. Yeah, Oh, yeah, and Meta's getting absolutely decimated. So another time save by Raven. Sirius gets the riposte on Owns. I'm not sure why he's swapping to one-handed. But it worked out anyways there. So a nice Owns kill. The Death's Poker, it's catching up. Like, already, that's probably at least 30 seconds made up on those boss fights. At least, right? Like, he's definitely right behind. And he's probably going to kill all these bosses faster, too. Insane torch pickup. A Sirius heading over to the Godfroy, probably, and the Knights Cavalry. Next to the Dectus lift. Can Sirius maintain this lead? I do not know. I think this could come right down to the wire, dude. This could come right down to the end. Yeah, but neither of them can afford to make any mistake right now, because I think, like, you have to imagine if someone makes a big mistake on a boss, wastes a whole bunch of time or whatever, you have to imagine that is pretty much going to be the end of it. But as we saw in that Romana, like, I thought Sirius made a huge mistake going for that Romana, but Raven decided to go for that Romana anyways and wasted even more time. Okay, Raven does not like what he sees with this Jory, but gets the backstab and then should just be able to blast with poker here. Okay, troll for Sirius, gonna get blasted. Gonna try to cancel with another backstab. Doesn't queue up the teleport though just yet. You probably, honestly, you don't even need a backstab to cancel. You probably just go for the frostbite. Whiffs the backstab animation and teleports away. Like, frostbite will cancel the teleport too. Like, you just gotta land it. He's not going for the Ash of War though. Interesting choice. I guess Sirius is going to the bathroom or something. In the middle of this super intense race. I wonder why Raven is not going for the Ash of War right now. Again, and now this fight is in a horrible spot, dude. This is a big mistake. Okay, cancels out of that spiral attack. Hey, gets the kill, but you know what? I honestly, Sirius's fight was faster than that. And that fight should have been faster with poker, I believe. What could be really funny right now is if like Raven ends if Raven ends his run like 4 minutes earlier and then we're just watching Sirius and then it's like we don't know what's going to happen cuz Raven already finished. Okay, the overlay, I might have to refresh it. Because, yeah, I guess he did have to go to the bathroom or something. Which I guess the nice thing about this format is that you can do that. Okay, I think his timer's accurate now. So, yeah, there we go. Yep, 21 minutes, 50 seconds left. So his timer is got like a 2-minute advantage on the timer right now. Okay, Raven heading into Old Altus Tunnel. Sirius is killing a Dragonkin. Which Dragonkin is this, though? This is the rot one, I think. Maybe? I don't know how you can tell, actually. But absolutely smokes him, dude. Yep, the Great Hammers were the way to go. He was really smart to pivot off of that Zamor Curve Sword, I think. Because there's no way it would be able to keep up with the Great Hammers right now. No way, dude. Raven heading into the Troll boss arena. And you know what? Sirius's lead is kind of growing here. Like after that Jory fight, we got an Abductor and a Kindred of Rot. Gotta be a little bit careful. That Kindred of Rot can hit pretty hard. Gotta be... Where's the Kindred of Rot, dude? Maybe it didn't aggro? Oh, no, it's there. It's just simply watching. Average Elden Ring duo boss fight. One of them just watches. They like to watch. Yep, Sirius heading down the same path as well. Yep, gets the kill. Good stuff. Sirius is actually not far behind in the same tunnel, but has already done a bunch of other stuff in Altus. There's a 2-boss lead, but then Sirius also just has like a 2-minute, over 2-minute time advantage here. So maybe, I don't know, the lead is almost like it's growing here. That is the question. Can Raven make up for that? You know, he's down quite a few minutes here, but can Des Poker and Raven make up the difference? I don't know. As we're getting closer to the end, he's only got 17 and a half minutes left. Like, that's a lot of time. That's a lot of time to make up here in a short amount of time. So... like, Sirius really did a good job here. I really thought advantage to Raven that, like, pretty much this whole time. But bailing from that Romana was kind of the game-saving play. Like, bailing early. Look at that beautiful damage on the Kindred of Rot. All right, nice kill. Sirius maintains that lead. In fact, that was probably a little bit quicker. We got a Mimic fight. We got a Mimic fight, and it's going to be using double Greatsword here for Raven. But let's see. Let's see what this Mimic does. Okay, Hyper Armor's the attack. Sacred Blade. Doesn't roll the Sacred Blade. It does a lot of damage. Oh, the Mimic is out for blood right here with the double Greatsword build. Oh, interrupts a jump attack. That was kind of scary. Another AoE here. Nice roll catch. Cancels the heal and... Nice roll catch and gets the kill. Very nice. Mimic down. Crisis averted. For now. Oh boy, has a huge clog of enemies at the staircase. That was interesting. Now, I'd be a little bit I'd be a little bit scared going into a Mimic tier with a Determination double Great Hammer build. I don't think he swapped in time. He's going to go with the Zamor Ice Storm. I really like Zamor Ice Storm on the NPCs. It seems to work quite well, but he's got to be real careful with this damage, dude. Oh, God, it's using Determination or it's Knight's Resolve. Or no, it is Determination. Oh, God. Oh, God. Sirius might have... He's playing this really well, though. But it'd be kind of ironic if Sirius's insane Determination double Great Hammer build was the end of his run here. Yeah, he's got to be real careful. Yeah, he's got the PvP build going right now. Like doing the jump attacks with and he's like really just spamming the Determination as well. Okay, lots of time being lost for Sirius right now. This is exactly what Raven needs. Okay, there we go. This does the R1 chain, finishes him off. I think he was smart to respect that amount of damage that the Mimic had there, though. I think that was smart. Yeah, he's doing the feint attacks. Okay, we got double Crystallion. And again, Raven does have that Rotten Battle Hammer, I believe. But isn't using it. And as we've seen, time and time again, the damage of 2 is just way better than the damage of 1. And this is going to be some more time lost, I think, for Raven here, dude. He's going for R2s, trying to get that poise break. But Sirius is just going to go in there and just do jumping L1s and just blast them both. So, trending in the wrong direction here for Raven, I think. Memory of Grace is out again. I guess are more enemies. Let's see what Sirius does. Let's see how that damage compares. Leveling up more strength. I guess that's one thing. I guess I'm not really sure on Raven's stat spread right now if he's got more int. Like you'd imagine with Death's Poker, he's got a bunch of int right now. Could also be a reason for that lower damage. Yeah, Sirius just has a straight up 2-boss lead right now, dude. And an extra 2 minutes and 20 seconds almost. Yeah, and if I'm Sirius right now and I'm seeing a Crystallion fight, I'm... look at the damage difference, dude. And that's not even a Determination hit either. Look at the damage difference. That's it right there. 2 is so much better than 1. Oh, we also got a Bale fight in replacing the Worm Face, and Death's Poker doing some huge work here. Having some hitbox issues. Probably could have gone for another Ghost Flame right there, but doesn't go with it. The Rat is attacking. This could be very dangerous right here. Very dangerous. He's getting hit by the fire. He might get hit by... Gets hit by the follow-up on the fireball attack. Okay, survives it for now. Okay, he's got to take out this Rat. You have to kill this Rat, I think. Preferably with the Ghost Flame Ignition as well, but isn't doing it. Had a chance there, I think. Gets hit by the Rat. Yeah, right here. And aim at the Rat as well. I don't think he got the Rat with it. But yeah, look at that damage on Bale, though. That's actually insane. I think that... Did the rat outlast Bale, or did he get him? Okay, I think he got them both. Yikes, man. Another really close call. That was so close. I honestly thought that it was going to kill him because that like flyby attack, I thought it was going to do too much damage, but barely hangs on. Barely. And yeah, Sirius with the double Great Hammer is going to do just fine on that Bale fight, probably. Going to probably get a stun. Like that is what the Death Poker is missing, if anything, is just being able to stagger bosses and prevent big stalling attacks like that flying fireball one. That is a massive stall attack, and really the only way you can prevent it is if you either have an insane build in the early game or if you just stun the boss and get a big riposte. So, all right, so here's queuing up this Bellbearing Hunter fight. Is going to head over to Lanciax now. Lanciax, that whole area, you got the Black Knife Assassin, you got Lanciax, and then you can jump down the Spirit Spring. And then there's the trio of bosses on the main highway path. These guys only have 13 minutes left. Like, I don't think they're going to finish all the Altus bosses. Like, we're not probably going to see a DTS on this one. I don't know. I guess we'll see. We'll see what happens. Altus is also where bosses get... Okay, very nice Maggie kill with poker. But Altus is also where the bosses start to do a little bit more damage, right? And so deaths are certainly more likely at this point in the run. And then players also might be playing riskier too because it's just later. And so a death in the early game of DRL is so hard to come back from, right? Because really the only way is your opponent dies. But if you die super late in the run and you already have a lead, you might still win potentially. So players might be playing a little riskier as well, maybe. But yeah, just mostly the damage of the bosses is higher. So you're just more likely to die. You can't really tank as much. Another Deathrite Bird. That Sacred Blade is coming up so clutch, man. Ooh, gets bad RNG though, and he's... Oh, he doesn't quite get the hit in time. Okay, well done though. A little bit of bad RNG. Not a massive time loss. Raven's also heading down the same path. That 2-boss lead is being maintained for now. But look at that timer advantage, though, man. That's like, Raven has less than 10 minutes left, and he's got to make up 2 minutes and 20 seconds and 2 boss kills. And really, where it went wrong for Raven, it was looking so good for him. He had the weapon advantage and slight weapon advantage with Death's Poker. And he was, pulling ahead on bosses as well. But where it really went wrong was that Roam in a fight in Dragon Barrow. He sat in that fight for a long time, only to end up leaving. And Sirius kind of did the same thing, but ended up leaving much sooner. And like, I do think Sirius was probably behind at that point, but yeah, and Raven stayed in the fight and kind of lost all that time he was ahead, and then even fell more behind. And now that Sirius has got that really nice Great Hammer build, like, it's just the weapon advantage. I don't think it's big enough to make up this huge gap here. Well, it's not that huge, honestly, but I guess all it takes is one mistake. Also, nice kill by Raven on the Mariner. He chose to do the Mariner first. Or sorry, it was the Black Knife Assassin replacement. We got a Loretta who's going to get destroyed by the double Great Hammers. Oh, kind of got unlucky there. He stunned her, but then knocked her out of the stun with the second hit, but just simply jump attack and don't even think about anything. That is the build. Oh, this Deathrite Bird's doing a lot of damage. Oh my lord, he's getting pecked to death right here. Oh my god, we've had so many close calls so far. That was one of the closest ones. He kept getting pecked by the bird. He's feasting on him. Nice. Okay, cancel that flyback attack. At a really close call. Okay, what is this duo? We got a Mimic. I didn't see who the other boss was. But yeah, this time that Mimic isn't able to get the super dangerous Great Hammer build, so it should be pretty safe. And we got a Siluria. It's a Crucible duo. Oh my goodness, you got to be so careful here. I wonder I think he thought the boss was just gone far enough that they wouldn't hear him, but... Oh, that could have been really bad. It just bails on it for now. I wonder if he'll just skip it. I mean, with his positioning right now, with what we know, he should just skip it probably, but he doesn't know he's in the lead right now. And we got a Metter, or sorry, an Emir who's... Like, I guess he kind of triggered early, so he didn't really get the big punish that you would normally get on him when he's just sitting there. One more hit. There it goes. All right, 2-boss lead. Yeah, I think he's probably just going to skip that Crucible, which is the smart play. Or why is he going back? Is he going back to it? Okay, he's kind of unsure what to do. Now, Death's Poker on Loretta is pretty good still, I guess. Look at that damage, though. Damn, dude. I was going to say probably not as good as the Great Hammers, but pretty much the same. That was pretty good. Yep, Sirius heading over to this Mariner with the double bonk is perfect. Yeah, Raven's going to check out what this this disgusting duo boss is. It's more like a trio boss, but it doesn't look so bad because, yeah, the double Crucible is gone down, but where is it in Raven's game, actually? I wonder if he saw it, if it just walked down already. All right, Sirius getting another kill. I wonder if they just walked down, or I couldn't see it on his screen. I see how this Emir reacts, but Raven is running out of time fast to catch up. A Spirit Collar Snail, gonna be a really nice kill, really quick kill for Sirius. Like, this is pretty much what Sirius wants. He doesn't want any of these fights that are like kind of more complicated DLC type fights where things can get a little bit more complicated. You can get close to dying. Like, the simpler the fights are for him right now, just the better for him. Because, like, the Dust Poker's not going to be able to make up that much time on him on an easy fight like that. So, but I don't know. Raven's running out of time fast here. 2 bosses down, but then also 2 minutes and almost a half down on the clock as well. Okay, Red Wolf of Radagon. This is a tricky boss arena for Sirius because all the enemies around here, but yeah, baits the boss out, which is a smart play. We got an Owns fight for Raven. Owns is very dangerous. Owns can do Frostbite so quick, and in Altus, he can do a lot of damage too. Raven's not really rolling his attacks properly. Okay, gets a Death Poker Ash of War off. Wow. Just blast him in 1 Ash of War. Meanwhile, Red Wolf Radagon's down, and there's also a Divine Warrior somewhere around here, Sirius, but he gets the kill before he has to find out where he was, I guess. Hey, look at that. They got the other secret medallion half as well. Surely we see some Snowfield gameplay. 69 to 67 and a 2.5 minute timer lead. Right now, the only chance Raven has that I see is Sirius has to die, I think. I don't see how we could catch up at this point. Sirius's build's too good. That double Great Hammer. And he just has too much extra time. He pretty much has to die. I think that's the only way. But I do think Raven probably will hit like 70, maybe 71 bosses. We got a Vike. Shouldn't be too bad. Really nice damage. Yeah, and Vike's damage isn't that high. It's just got to watch out for the lightning with the rain, but I don't know how threatening it is. A Dragonkin Soldier for Raven as well. Should get absolutely decimated. 1 more Ash of War, and you probably just leave because he's going to die. Yep, there it is. Okay, Vike gets the heal off. Going for the backstab. Oh, gets scammed on the jump attack. Vike is rolling away, trying to heal. Got no more heals left, and there he goes. And Sirius is at 70 bosses. I think if Sirius gets to 71, I feel like that's probably game. Wow, I cannot believe how... I really thought it was going to be... Watch the big hand. He gets knocked down, and he's dead. Raven is dead, and that's going to do it. That's going to do it. Dang, dude, the combo. But yeah, I mean, it was looking really bad already for him, unfortunately. But serious, dude, what a play from him. The turning point was that Roman fight. I really do think, I might have been wrong in my assessment, but I thought Raven was ahead. I thought Raven was ahead before that Roman and that Dragon Barrow section, but Sirius, he left the fight early. Like he, maybe he was even a little bit questionable to start the fight in the first place. All right, Sirius heading to this Bale here. But yeah, maybe it was questionable to start the fight in the first place, but Sirius left pretty much immediately. Whereas Raven just stuck in the fight for a while. Like, maybe he stuck in the fight for longer than I thought. Because the lead really grew for Sirius, like, significantly after that point. But can you believe this, though? A Zamor Curve Sword, someone going... Wow, he was, like, clipped through the tree right there, it looked like. Someone going with the Zamor Curve Sword over the Death's Poker is going to win the match. For the starting class. That's crazy, dude. Oh, man, look at that troll going down for Raven, though. Yeah, I think well, I mean, technically it's not over, I guess. But I think as soon as Sirius gets to 71, he's pretty much safe. He's having some bail issues here, though. I wonder why he decided to go with the Zamor Curve Sword here when he probably could have just jump attacked and stunned Bale and then he was just dead, but having some massive issues here, though. And is still going with the Zamor Curve Sword. And is kind of getting hit by a lot of attacks here. I mean, this could be made a whole lot more interesting if he did die. Getting this laser attack, a massive stall. Wow, nice roll, though. And I'm so confused about the Zamor Curve Sword play here, though. Okay, gets the kill. So that probably does it, I think. Raven heading back to Soldier of Godric. Probably knows it's pretty much over, but this has been a hard seed, though. This has been a really hard seed, and both players have been really close to dying. So Raven just right now praying that Sirius died at some point earlier, so he's still in it, but I don't think Raven can get to 71, even if Sirius died and just didn't do anything more. And not to mention, yeah, like, he would actually have to get to 72 to win, so that's going to do it. But yeah, well, this was a very interesting match from both. We had some crazy moments, and both players nearly died several times. But again, that turning point was that Roman fight in Dragon Barrow. I think, yeah, Raven just had to leave that fight. Oh my goodness, my cat is... Oh boy, what is happening here? I turned off my keyboard. But yeah, Sirius, dude, moves on. With like an insane match. I really didn't think that he was going to be able to pull this off with the weapon choice at the start, but the Zamor Curve Sword kept him in it. And the big play was, yeah, that Romana, but then swapping at the appropriate time to the double Great Hammer. That was the big play. And it was so risky because, it could have been so easy that they just didn't find another good build other than Death's Poker, and then I just don't even know if he would have had a chance at all. Yeah, I mean, he can stop playing. He already won. But yeah, GG's, man. They both played really well. Super, close game. At least for most of it. The last 20 minutes, though, definitely Sirius pulled massively ahead. Look at this Elden Beast, dude. It's disgusting. Death Knight Rocks also were too slow. For Raven, I don't think so, dude. Because Sirius's fights were not that fast either. I mean, yeah, Raven definitely lost time on that Death Knight, but I honestly feel like Raven had a better Rakshasa than Sirius did. I wonder if he's going to get this Elden Beast in time. Yeah, respectable game from both. They had great builds, but yeah, that Romana, dude, I think, was maybe the main thing. There might have been some other minor things too, but they were kind of trading. Yeah, watch him die to Elden Beast. Well, it doesn't matter anyways. But they were kind of trading on, who had the lead, I felt like, at around the midway point in the match, though. And it was so hard to tell who was ahead. I don't think he's going to get this Elden Beast in time. Maybe he falls off the edge, though. Look at that. Calculated. Oh, wait, he's alive? Why is he alive? I honestly, I think Sirius should just run up to him and just try to bait an attack, but okay. Just, yeah, checking the Gaius also wasted a you know, good 20 seconds there, I think. But I wonder if he just didn't see who the boss was on the bridge. Or, because like, it seemed like he saw the boss, but then went down and was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go fight the boss. But then it was a bad boss or something. But honestly, like, super well played from both of them. This was a super close match. Yeah, just the Romana was the difference, I think. I think that was the main difference, but yeah, they both played really well. Sirius going deathless on this seed is very impressive, I think. Because, like, how many bad bosses, like, how many close calls did both of these guys survive? And bad bosses did Sirius survive? Like, just insane gaming, dude. But yeah, he's got to be pretty happy with that. I mean, 72... I think overall 72 is maybe not like, it's certainly not a bad score in DRL, but for this seed specifically, that's a really good score, dude. Just based on what these guys had to deal with. I was thinking like maybe with the builds they had, they could have gotten to the 80s, but not once you start seeing some of these bosses. No good Altus Axis either. Damn, dude. GG's to both of them. So, yeah, unfortunately, Raven does get knocked out. This is loser's bracket round 3. Sirius is going on a big run here, dude. He's won 3 games straight, but is going to have even tougher tests ahead, I guess. Like going into some of the later rounds where you got to face against winner's bracket players who have won also several matches in a row. So yeah, anyways, GG's to both of the players, man. That was a good match. Definitely some of the most exciting moments I've seen in DRL so far. With you know, the Romana fight and the consort plus the Death Knight like grabs and stuff. That was pretty insane, dude.